So look, just my pleasure now to introduce you to the first panellist, David Silvester. David is a National Planning Manager for NZTA. I also understand you do have an electric vehicle, you're a Director of Electric Vehicles, is that correct, for NZTA?
Program Director. Yes.
Program Director. David will provide some insight from a regulatory perspective, what the team at NZTA are doing, particularly in regards to, which was mentioned earlier today, the provision of some of the guidance and national information. David.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I'll just add to that briefly. I've been in my role for 3 weeks now, so I'm on a very steep learning curve. It's not to say that I haven't had an interest in electric vehicles and technology previously, but certainly the world has changed a lot over the last few years in that whole area. So part of my role is to build on the work that a lot of my colleagues have done. Thinking about this, working with the government on developing the uptake package and now getting into implementation. So I think, Gary, thank you, that was a really good segue. I've really enjoyed being part of this symposium and hearing a whole lot of different views about what's happening around the world and in New Zealand. There's so much energy and so much passion and passionate people about the future of electric vehicles, and we're all wanting to create that future. And in particular, I really want to acknowledge the work that's been going on in local government. I know there's a huge amount that's been happening, and also within the private sector. Much has been achieved, and there is much to achieve. But I think one of the things, and where I can actually add value to all of this, is having a lot of passionate people is an essential ingredient to success. But it is not enough in itself. What is also needed is a range of other things to go with that to be most effective. Firstly is to get some structure to help focus that energy and that passion. And I know some of that structure has been created, certainly at a regional level and also at a local level and within the private sector. I think it's now for central government to come on board and to help build and contribute at a national level. Secondly, creating a real sense of urgency to what we're actually doing, and we've talked a lot about that. We have a national goal, but to put things in place, the question is not how long does it actually take, and I have discussions with some of our regulatory people and they say business as usual to change rules is maybe going to take 18 months to 2 years. I want to change that paradigm around and say, we've got 6 months, what do we need to do? What are the resources that we need? How do we make these things happen? Collaboration and partnering, absolutely essential across all the different sectors. And I think that's the big learning. And one thing that I've picked up today is particularly working with our customers, with the transport users out there. And getting the message across about EVs through champions and through ambassadors. I think it would be great if Richie McCaw, for example, was driving around in an electric vehicle, whatever that might be, rather than a Ford Ute. So what's the Transport Agency's part? We've got a number of things that we've picked up that we've been tasked or asked to do and to work collaboratively with others. So along with the Ministry of Transport, ECA, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Enterprise, we're part of central government agencies to make this work. We view the program as a priority. It's a top priority for our Chief Executive, Fergus Gammy, and certainly of the Minister as well. Using our considerable resources and expertise to make electric vehicle uptake program a success, and challenging ourselves to better the uptake targets. And helping to bring together key parties to work through national issues, such as signage, standards, etc. And trying not to get lost in the detail of all of that. National guidance is on public charging infrastructure is one of our tasks that we've been given, providing information around that. And there's a number of different areas that we're working on that at the moment. We are hopeful that within the next 6 to 8 weeks we can get some initial guidance out for everybody. and working with the likes of the Ministry of Transport for incentivising electric vehicles through road user charger exemptions and making use of bus lanes and other special vehicle lanes, which has been talked about previously. And for ourselves, it's walking the talk, or should I say charging the talk, by transitioning our fleet to electric vehicles, and we've started on that process now. We've got a little way to go, but hopefully we can catch up with others. Thank you.
Thank you, David.